Yeah. CHGO Wrestling is now on the air. What up? I'm too excited because Mania is week, baby. It's WrestleMania week. And I don't know how to act or control myself, and I'm not going to try to because I am very, very excited. But before I get into that, hi. How you doing? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I am Big Dave with CHGO Bulls. This is the special counsel and special advocate. This is Greg Boysen. Our guy on the ones and twos, per usual, is our guy Sean Anderson. It is WrestleMania week. Happy Mania week to you, sir.
It's a good Mania week.
Yes, it is.
Best Mania week ever.
Of your life.
As I said to you when I walked in, is it Friday yet?
He did.
Are we on that plane to Vegas yet?
We are going to Vegas to cover WrestleMania 41. CHGO Wrestling is on the way. We made that announcement last week when we were out in Studio A. But yeah, it's very exciting time, man. As it gets closer and closer, I think the excitement builds and builds more, like with any kind of big event, that's about to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's WrestleMania. Say what you want about the card, and we're going to go over the card later, but it's still WrestleMania. Something memorable is going to happen, and to be there for all of it, never having gone.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a weekend, and I'm sure you're going to have the camera on me at most times of the weekend.
Your boy gonna be working.
This is my better side, just so you know.
Noted. But yeah, we will definitely be in the building. Like Greg said, we will have tons and tons of content for you guys from inside. We'll be doing podcasts from Circa. Shout out to Circa Resorts out there in Vegas. They have an awesome package as well. You can click the link in the YouTube page and find out more about that for sure. But that's where we'll be recording from, Stadium Swim, and probably at their bar just shooting, some little stuff like that as well. But yeah, we're going to be representing.
And if I know there's a ton of stuff going on WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, man.
Like every hotel and resort is having some sort of wrestling theme events going on. I saw Santino Marella's hosting. He's hosting karaoke at New York on Friday night. So it's like, as soon as we get off the plane, we got to go there because that won't suck. But like, there's all kinds of fun stuff going on. So if you guys know stuff that we should hit up or try to get to at least, hit us up on social media, on X or Blue Sky, or if you're one of our the CHGO diehards, throw it in the wrestling Discord if there's an event you think we should check out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how we're gonna cram all this stuff in
we're gonna do something.
Those hours, but it's Vegas.
It's Vegas, man. There are no clocks.
You don't sleep in Vegas.
It's not.
This weekend might kill me, but
I won't let it.
I'll die with a smile on my face.
I'll get you back to the plane.
Just make me make it through the Cena Cody match. After that, all bets are off.
Oh no, I'm gonna get you back to the plane.
Okay.
And then once
you dump me in my seat.
Once I dump you, it's right. Exactly.
I did my job.
Hey, I did what I was here to do, man. All right.
Once we get back in Chicago, he's Stacy's problem.
Exactly.
That's all I ask.
What up, Stacy? Yeah, man. It should be a very, very fun time. It's still shout out to her. But it should be a very fun time. I saw someone in YouTube hitting us up, letting us know that they would be there.
Awesome.
Definitely contact them, let them, because like he said, diehards fans of this or fans of the Bulls or the Blackhawks stuff that we do, man, come holler at us, man. Come see us. But we're going to be there.
We're all pro wrestling fans on WrestleMania weekend, so let's.
That's the beauty of it, and that's what I can't wait for you to experience. That I experienced when I was there is everybody knows why they're there.
Absolutely,
everybody understands the assignment when they're at Mania, dog. It is just a joyous time. You'll meet people from all over the world. Everybody people have their costumes on, dressed as their favorite characters, their favorite wrestlers, man. The wrestlers that will be there also, you'll see them in Vegas. You'll see them out and about. But yeah, I am just excited for you to experience just all that kind of pomp and circumstance, man. It's like being amongst your people, bro. Like, it's going to be great.
Absolutely. And the fact that it's Las Vegas.
Just
no pun intended, ups the ante a little
bit. Yes, it does. It's a very exciting time. Very exciting. But leading up to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen, we had our super wonderful bracket that we put together. 64 of the top wrestling moments of all time, as voted on by us and by you. We did the first two rounds, myself, Sean, Greg, shout out to Jay, shout out to Mario. And we did the first 2 rounds, and then we left it up to you, the people, to decide who was going to go ahead and win. And we definitely have a winner, Greg.
We do. Kind of an upset. I think heading into this tournament.
Okay.
I wouldn't have picked this one to win it all.
Okay.
But I'm not mad at it. No. It's definitely an important moment. Heading into this tournament, I wanted and felt that Hulk Hogan turning heel should have won it all.
You did say this, yes.
And it didn't. That didn't even make it to the championship main event. It made it to the final 4.
Final 4, yeah.
But it did not make it to the championship main event.
Beauty of the bracket, baby.
People have spoken. Our championship main event was the number 2 seed from the Dusty Rhodes region, the Montreal Screwjob, versus the number 1 seed from the Eddie Guerrero region, the Austin 316 promo. And this voting was as crazy tight as it's going to get. Hold on. I want to give them the path, how these 2 moments got to face each other. Just to kind of recap real quickly.
Go ahead.
We had the Montreal Screwjob beat Lex Luger's first appearance on Nitro, thrashed it in the opening round. Then it took out Stone Cold Beer Truck in round 2. In the 2 Sweet 16, it beat the first ever TLC match at WrestleMania, which much to Sean's chagrin. And then in the All Elite 8, it took down the number 1 seed, the Mankind Undertaker Hell in a Cell match. Now, when it beat that match, I knew it was a serious contender.
Had a shot.
Because in the Final 4, the Final 4 Horsemen, as we called it, it beat the aforementioned Hulk Hogan heel turn.
Crazy.
Surprise. And it beat it pretty soundly, too. Really? It got like 60-something% of the vote. I thought it would have been a lot closer. So that's the championship path to the Montreal Screwjob. And their opponent, the Austin 316 promo, the number 1 seed in the Eddie Guerrero region, beat Sting versus Hogan at Starrcade 97. No problem there. Then beat Rock's This Is Your Life segment from Raw in round 2. In the 2 Sweet 16, it beat Rock versus Hogan from WrestleMania 17.
Classic.
Great match, but understandable there. And then in the regional final, the All Elite 8, it took down the 2 seed Scott Hall Interrupts Nitro, which I voted the other way. So in the Final 4, the Final 4 Horsemen, it beat the number 2 seed from the Owen Hart region, the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon ladder match from WrestleMania 10. So that's how these two moments got to our championship main event.
Yes, sir.
And in very, very, very close final poll, we had 84 total votes. So thank you for everybody who voted.
Thank y'all for that.
And with 43, by winning 43 to 41 votes. 51% of the votes.
Yes.
Your first ever CHGO Wrestling Brackets World Champion is the Montreal Screwjob.
Ooh, congratulations.
Austin 316 by 2 votes.
Wow.
History!
It was close, man.
Very close.
When I looked at it yesterday, at first, Austin 316 was winning.
Had a huge lead.
Had a nice lead. And then
Shawn Michaels must have called a bunch of his friends and they all came and voted.
And then I looked and I saw it was tied. When I saw it was tied for like hours, it was tied. I was like, oh man, I don't know how this one's going to turn out. It can kind of go either way out here.
Both Hebner brothers must have voted for the Screwjob.
Not the Hebner brothers.
And then stole some bootleg shirts out the back.
On the way out. But dude, we talked about it at the beginning, just how epic that moment was and just how shocking and insane, you know what I mean, that was, and how that kind of shaped like 2 companies, you know what I mean? Like it affected WCW and it affected WWE. And
because WCW was then allowed to completely drop the ball with Bret Hart.
Correct.
Send them in a tailspin.
Doing it, signing, but it was great, man.
Well, and then this takes Vince from commentator to commissioner and gives them their evil character.
Mr. McMahon shows up, and then
for the next 5 years he dominates television, even though it got a little stale in the 2000s.
He's right about that. I didn't think about that part. That's true.
Well, it broke the wall. You know,
screwed Bret.
Broken. This was like one of the first times that the WWF at the time pretty much lets you know that this stuff is predetermined for years and years and years. They tried to tell you this is real. No. They even but then they had to admit it in a court of law. Yeah. During the steroid trials. Yeah. And now this was the first time they admitted, like, yeah, we control what happens here. Yeah. Even though, everybody knows. Sorry if you didn't. Spoiler alert. So yeah, that kind of took that, as Sean rightfully mentioned, it kind of gave Mr. McMahon he went from announcer Vince to I'm the owner of the company. He went from Vince McMahon to Mr. McMahon, and those are two different people. But without the moment on the other side of the bracket. Very different people,
yes. For sure.
Well, yeah.
Where did he get all the inspiration from?
Well, yes. We can do a whole series of podcasts on that subject. But if you look, while it is important of a moment that was, I still think Austin 316 was a more important moment just because, you don't have Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin without that Austin 316 promo.
It's true.
That started that put Stone Cold from being a guy to being the guy. And then the whole, I don't know if the whole Attitude Era gets what it is without Stone Cold. You can argue that the Attitude Era never happens without Hulk Hogan turning heel and joining the NWO. It forced them to do something different. True. But Austin was the perfect foil for the new Mr. McMahon character. So they both kind of lead us to the same place. It's more the chicken and the egg. What was more important?
Well, and then I think to go along with this, I think it's probably Montreal if we're comparing 316 versus Montreal, just because, again, you do pull back the curtain and fans go into the product even more. The fans did not care about the realism or not realism. They wanted the dirt, the behind the scenes. And that's what you end up getting, I think, for WWE over the next 25 years. And then on top of this too, it launches Shawn into a star of his own right as well, or even higher than what he was. I know he was still main eventing WrestleMania against Brett, even in the Iron Man match. But you have Mr. McMahon become that foil. And then also you see Shawn and Triple H now running WWE. That is the point that the future of WWE and the future CEO and heads of this company were made, because Triple H is back there being like, I don't know. I think Brett's probably, going to want to take that belt away. Triple H and Shawn
that's true.
Running things behind scenes kind of start that night.
All of it kicked off that night. And yeah, it was just an amazing moment. I was shocked when I saw it as a Ute. I'm still when I see it, wow. And I think for me, the most impressive thing was watching Bret Hart spit in Vince McMahon's face, because that was the greatest loogie I've ever seen.
It was impressive
in my life,
especially considering he just wrestled a 30-minute match.
Man, dog.
Where do you get all that? Where do you get all that spit from?
But the perfection of it, man. You know what I mean? This is why he's the excellence of execution.
Yeah, and he's definitely not the first time he'd spit in somebody's face. That's a man.
Took some practice.
But he knew what he was doing there. So you still get people though that debate to this day if it was a shoot or a work. There are some, like Scott Hall to his dying day said it was a work.
Wow.
Everybody was in on it. Because why would you have a camera perfectly placed to get that said loogie heard around the world? Or why would the production truck make sure they got him doing the WCW sign? He said Bret Hart was in on it. They were all in on it. Other people have said that. It also helps the conspiracy theory is that, oh my God, there just happens to be a documentary crew. The Wrestling with Shadows crew is there for all this.
Yes, they were.
And had microphones on everybody during all this. Happy coincidence? Or I don't know. Depends what websites you read. I mean, I honestly think it was legit. There's too many people that were on the inside. Like according to Bruce Pritchard on his Something to Wrestle With podcast about this episode, if you ever want to learn WWE history, you listen to the first couple seasons of that podcast. It's great. They've gotten a little too silly with their catchphrases and inside jokes now, but those first couple years, amazing. But he said Undertaker was waiting for Vince to be like, what is going on there? That's the man you don't piss off backstage. Yeah. So it
was amazing to watch, bro. And then like you said, punched him in the eye.
Broke his hand. That's why he couldn't wrestle in WCW right away. He had to be a referee.
Like he hit that dude, man. And the way Brett tells it, it was the greatest punch he ever thrown in his life.
Bret Hart has one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
World champion of pettiness.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Well, it's funny that you say that he's one of your favorite of all times because I saw a video of Bret Hart talking about his top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, and Bret Hart is one of Bret Hart's favorite wrestlers of all time.
Shout out.
I mean, that's what Bret Hart and I have in common. It stops right there.
Do I have to fill out the rest of the list?
But Bret Hart, as much as I do enjoy him, he's a bit of a revisionist history kind of guy too. When you listen to some of his,
I think all wrestlers are.
Right.
You know,
I am looking forward to. I've downloaded it. I'm going to watch it on the flight to Vegas. The new Peacock documentary about WrestleMania 9. The first time they were in Vegas, and then you had the whole Hogan Bret Hart thing, and now you get 2 of the world's biggest. I don't want to call him liar. Well, Hulk Hogan's a liar, but two of the biggest stretchers of the truth in pro wrestling history telling their sides of the story. And you're like, it's got to be somewhere in the middle because you both are full of crap.
Well, Greg, I don't know if you know this. Hulk Hogan has now claimed that he has invented wrestling themes.
Yes.
Yes.
He was also the original bass player of Metallica.
Yes.
And
invented the wheel.
And then once found a way to wrestle 370 days in a year. Even though there's only 365 days there. He claimed that because he would go to Japan, he was technically going back in time, so he was wrestling on another day. He's too many chair shots for that.
Sweet Lord.
But, that crusty old racist.
Yes. Go to hell. So thank you all for voting. Thank you all for, giving us your feedback on it. We'll definitely do something again next year like this. Appreciate you all. Make sure you're enjoying the show and hopping into Discord and becoming a diehard so you can continue to talk wrestling with myself and my main man Greg
It's definitely something we can have a lot of fun with going forward. It doesn't have to be moments every year.
Right.
We can do actual wrestlers
or
matches,
it's a lot we can do.
Tag teams, whatever we want to do.
Yeah, I'm watching your brain already thinking.
I mean, we might have to do this like 4 times a year.
It won't be 64, but we could just do titles in general. Aesthetics of title belts.
Favorite title. Ooh, see.
I mean, we got so many topics we can do. This is
the beauty of wrestling, man.
This is why this might need to become a daily show.
One topic that you can do, WrestleMania Night 1.
WrestleMania Night
That's
1.
a great.
Yes, that is definitely something we will get into.
Production meeting on the air.
Yes,
I love it.
That's called Sean segueing because he's a genius like that. Segue, Sean, my main man. WrestleMania Night 1, ladies and gents. We gonna be there, and they're gonna have an awesome card. I can't wait to see the stage either, unveiling of it. But let's go over the card right now because that's pretty much been set. They have a card. They're set it for both nights. Let's get into it. Let's go to night 1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start. You want to start big or you want to start with the first match?
Let's start.
Opener.
Work our way up.
Work our way. Here we go. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Is there one more? Do you doing Jade Cargill versus Naomi? I think that's the actual opener.
That's the opening match? Not from what I'm watching.
Okay, we'll do Rey. We'll do Rey then.
But it's all good.
Do Rey then. My bad.
Yeah. See, this is where you get the problem with Mania being 2 nights.
Okay.
Because you get matches that probably should never be on a WrestleMania card getting on a WrestleMania card.
Need these you need the silly match.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always a silly match on WrestleMania.
This should be like the second to last match on a Raw, not a because the whole El Grande Americano is just the stupidest crap.
It's just the love of Chad Gable.
It's dumb, but I love Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio is amazing.
I'll probably be rocking my Rey Mysterio shirt that night.
Okay.
So, got to go with Rey. I mean, we all know you got to figure Rey's going to win the match and then unmask him and oh my God, it's Chad Gable. Yeah. Who knew?
I'm going El Grande.
Okay.
Because I like Chad Gable a lot, and that dude has been working for so long, and so when he gets a moment to actually be a solo guy on WrestleMania, like that's a huge deal, for me.
Even though he's not doing it as Chad Gable.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But the fact he's there doing it.
I mean, some people do anything to get on the big show.
I am happy that Chad Gable's in here. This is better than the WrestleMania 17 gimmick Royal Rumble, right? Mm-hmm. So
that had Gilbert, man.
Yeah, it did have Gilbert. I think Doink was in there.
Iron Sheik.
Brother Love was Iron Sheik wins it.
The gobbledygooker. Come on, man.
I think that this gimmick's a little bit better, but also it's way too childish for me because like it's way too apparent that obviously it's Chad Gable.
And this has been done 100 times before. This isn't a new story.
Not new at all, bro.
Like Dusty Rhodes was the Midnight Rider when he got kicked out of a territory. The Junkyard Dog came back as bad Leroy Brown, and everybody knew it was Junkyard Dog, but you went along with it. But
well, and then too, like Ray is like the lucha guy, right? So then you're gonna have El Grande Americano beat the lucha guy. I feel like obviously Ray's had his moment at 22, so maybe Ray doesn't need this moment, but I feel like El Grande Americano winning would be like similar to Cena defeating Rey Mysterio in 11 seconds after he just won the World Heavyweight Championship on Raw.
Yeah, I would say give Rey his maybe his last big WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
And then you can do something to get the heat right back on Gable. You attack him after the match. Yeah. Rey gets his win, and something crazy happens afterwards. And
the unmasking. Yeah. I feel like that's coming. That's on the way. Okay, let's get to the next one here. How I have it here is the War Raiders putting their tag team championships on the line against the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I like this new version of the New Day.
I do. Yeah.
I'd rather join at least I haven't seen it talked about when they were overseas and the New Day after the match were giving their promo. I believe is it Kathy Kelly? Am I saying her name right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. When they were giving a promo to her, and Xavier Woods stared at a child with the meanest look, and you watch that child's joy turn to fear and then turn to sadness. And he said, he put his head down and Xavier wouldn't stop staring at him with the meanest face. I was like, I'm in on this because those dudes are in character right now. Kofi improving his vocabulary just to sound more like a douchebag was great. Like, all of this is awesome what they're doing. Shout out to the War Raiders also for getting a Mania match for those guys. They've definitely been ones that have been on for a long time. But I can't go against the New Day, man. They're too much fun for me.
Yeah, I'd love to see New Day win, and I'd love to see, it's WrestleMania, so you gotta figure Big E shows up and does something.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
He's gonna. Right. I'm sure he's gonna be there to be on the pre-show panel he usually is for the big event. So maybe he comes down to try and screw them, or maybe he comes down and joins them. And this was all just a swerve from day one. We'll see. But you gotta figure Big E gets involved somehow. You got to get that WrestleMania pop.
That's the whole thing all along, was that Big E was in on it and that he's now their new manager again.
Yeah, just like he wanted to do.
They reunite it, but they're all three heels.
Right.
I actually like that. That's pretty good, man. That
Big E goes down to stop the New Day from cheating, but then turns around and smacks one of the War Raiders, and New Day reunites.
Because it would make no sense unless Big E's able to come back to turn on the New Day. Right. Him helping War Raiders really does nothing because you can't push that anywhere and be like, oh, well, then you'll have Kofi versus Big E with Xavier as special guest or something.
Yeah, true indeed. True. All right, let's get to the next match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I'm really enjoying what Naomi is doing, turning into that heel. She's been great, cutting some really great promos as well. I like the fact she had razor blades in her head. I thought that was badass.
That was a bad look.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. I thought that was really cool. Also elevating Jade Cargill, to that face status. I think she's better as a heel. But I kind of have an idea where this is going. But in general, I like how this is being presented. But I think Naomi might walk away the winner in this one.
Probably. I'm interested to see on what Jade looks like in the ring, because the real purpose of this whole thing to get her off TV for a few months was to get her back into the performance center and get her, sharpened up in ring. She's still very green. So, I'm looking forward to see how she is in the actual match. It'd be interesting to see, I know she's got there's no way Bianca doesn't get involved in this, or either one of them get involved on night 2. You still have that part of this story. So it'll be interesting to see how they weave Bianca into this, or Naomi or Jade into that women's match the next night.
Sean?
I actually have no huge thoughts on this. I have not been able to keep up with Jade versus Naomi, but I do think Jade just gets the push. I don't understand how you're actually going to propel Naomi forward. I think it's been great heel work, but I think Jade is the person they're trying to push.
Makes sense to me. Makes sense.
Usually people win that revenge match.
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Like,
great point. Yeah, great point.
Usually,
Right.
You got hit by a car, you come back, you beat the person.
Away,
You eventually beat the person.
That's a fairly good way to bury Jade Cargill is hit her with a car and have her lose, come back, revenge, break up a tag team, and then lose at WrestleMania.
Yo, you're right. Y'all okay. Y'all are right.
I'm expecting her to gorilla press Naomi.
Yeah, this could be like a 12-second squash match.
Yes.
That's a good point. That excellent point. Yeah. Okay. I might change.
How far can Jade throw Naomi? Is the actual question.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Ooh, she's strong.
Into Brendan Phillips' lap.
All right, to the next match, the United States Championship match between LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. I already know which way the crowd is gonna go. They're gonna love LA Knight coming out, but they're gonna end up being for
Jacob Fatu,
dog. Like
that's the man,
the Samoan werewolf. Like he's been outstanding from day one. Honestly, like he's been great. And then when they gave him the microphone, he became even better.
Yeah,
and he deserves this moment. I'm actually don't know if they'll put the strap on him or not. I think you should to elevate that bloodline story forward. I think that would be great. But I can also see LA Knight still walking away the champion on this one too.
They should put the strap on Jacob, but they may do some funny business with Solo to push that along, because I think the plan is Solo Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam, kind of be the blowover of all that stuff. I mean, they need to do something with Solo. They need to put him back to just being that silent ass-kicking machine that he was when he first showed up.
Yeah, that's changed.
Now that the bloodline's over, nobody cares.
That's changed.
He's got no juice right now.
You're right.
It's like, oh, great. It's boring-ass Solo Sikoa. Awesome. I'm going to see what else is on for the next 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But Jacob Fatu is the man. I'm going to make a prediction that WrestleMania 42, he is in one of the world championship matches.
Okay.
Like this next year will be the year of Jacob Fatu. He is a star. Amazing in the ring, can talk out of any situation.
Yeah.
I mean, he went from I love you Solo to like just dropping these crazy promos.
Dude.
He's going to be in one of the main events, WrestleMania 42.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how it would play out, but maybe Gunther just holds it for an entire year. And at 42, you just see Gunther dominate over the next year, and then you just try to build up Fatu into the Gunther killer.
Maybe. I mean, that's a good. I mean, to me, we can get in. We'll get into that when we get into the Gunther match here, because I've got
the next one.
Perfect sexy again.
Perfect.
Sean, the master of the segue.
At it again, ladies and gents.
It's like he doesn't even try to make the perfect segue, and he does.
Hang time. Look at the flying motion. It's incredible. Gunther, heavyweight champ, going against main event Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. I honestly wanted to talk about this with you guys, because I remember the last time we were here and we all were agreeing that the way Jey was being kind of presented, like kind of that juice was kind of, dwindling down or running on E kind of thing. And then Gunther bathed in the blood of his brother, and Jey Uso put it right back up, because that promo he cut right in front of Gunther's face put that match right back, to something like, oh, okay, yes, thank you. This is what we needed. Jey Uso, you're back. And then when he came out yesterday and wasn't even doing the yeet, but the whole crowd is just doing it with like the aura that was growing right there with him, I was like, okay, now I see the championship being put on him without people being so super like, I don't know if he deserved it kind of thing. Like, nah, bro, like these last 2 weeks, he's been on it.
Yeah, I mean, when he won the Rumble, you figured he's going to get the championship. And then, that feud and that match lost a ton of steam real quick to the fact that, like, hey, you're not even a main event anymore. Yeah. And which, whatever, fine. Then just don't promote the Royal Rumble as a main event spot in WrestleMania, because neither Royal Rumble winners are in a main event. They're in a championship match. They're not in a main event. So I thought, from the get-go, it was going to be Jey Uso. They're going to have the big pop and all that stuff. But then people have cooled off on Jey Uso a lot. Like his entrance is great. The crowd gets going. It's
amazing.
But once he hits that ring, it's kind of like, it's fine.
It's not like a door opening.
Yeah, it's okay. His promos are hit or miss. Some are really good. Some are like, oh boy. And then the matches are okay. Like obviously, I mean, but again, it's a guy that's spent the majority of his career as a tag guy, now trying to be a singles world champion. That's a hard jump to make. Only the all-time greats have really been able to do
Shawn Michaels.
that. Yeah, Bret Hart, those types of guys. But I'm not putting him on that
No.
So I thought maybe they changed it to Gunther, but you bring up some good points. But I like having a match, especially for a world title, that you don't know where it's going to go.
It's the best.
That belt kind of needs something to lift it up because it's kind of just, it might as well be the Intercontinental title right now because it's like an afterthought. I don't know if Jey Uso's the guy to lift that up, though. I'm not sure. Maybe, as you said, Sean, keeping it on Gunther and letting him continue. But the problem is they don't have a star babyface right now to be his opponent. They really don't, unless that's where Jacob Fatu comes in.
That's where I was going.
Maybe. And I don't know.
That's not going to be right away, though, because you still have to blow off the Solo Sikoa Jacob stuff.
Yeah. I don't know where you throw this and how you like spin this into the next thing, especially with Gunther winning. Like Jay probably just goes after Gunther again, or Gunther tries to regain his title.
Yeah, this
Maybe
is
that's the
be
back
a
and
2
forth.
or 3 match series. Like this is going to go longer,
which I think is unfortunate because Gunther on Raw just pulled one of the greatest promos of his career out of his behind.
It was great.
In 37 years of my life, I've never lost control. 2 weeks ago, when I took a bath in your brother's blood, I was in full control and I loved it. That seems like the psycho
that's some serial killer stuff right there.
That seems like the guy that you could build a true champion around, a guy that's his entire career. And he does seem to have some aura. And I don't know, maybe this is a little bit too intense, but like maybe JBL like maybe because I don't want to say Undertaker because that's a little bit too intense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But a little bit like JBL where it's just extreme hardo to the nth degree.
No, I get what you're saying, and I love JBL for that reason. He was one of my favorites, but when he would cut a promo, it wouldn't match what he was doing in the ring because his promo made it seem like, oh, he's funny, he's nice, and then he get in the ring and stab you. You know what I'm saying? And beat the crap out of you, dog.
I just rewatched the WrestleMania 24 Irish street fight between JBL and Finlay. Very good match. Yeah, they beat the hell out of each other.
I saw that. I've been watching the older Manias, and I saw that one within the last few days. And because I didn't remember that Mania at all, and then that was the opening match, I think. And I was like, Fit Finlay. Oh, JBL.
Fit
street
Finlay.
fight. Oh, I'm watching this.
JBL throws a trash can at Hornswoggle. Perfect.
But dude, no, I think Gunther, I mean, he will be built to be a multiple time champion for a long time. He's going to drop the belt obviously a couple times in his career, but that's how you build the champion. At some point in time, it's going to, it's going to have to move. Even when they did it with Sami Zayn at WrestleMania with the Intercontinental title, it was time to move. But this one, I don't see how Jey Uso doesn't kind of walk away, but I can see how he doesn't walk away, if that makes any sense at all. So bottom line is I'm excited to watch this, and I can't wait to see the crowd when Jey Uso's entrance hits and just all those people losing their minds, yeeting away.
Is there something where Gunther does lose control and he gets DQ'd and they do some stupid thing where,
setting that up.
Yeah, like Jay doesn't lose, but Gunther doesn't lose.
Yeah, setting that up. Yeah.
I'm not excited for this match is what I'll tell you.
Okay.
Unless Gunther beats Jay. Because if Jay wins, I don't care.
I
do not care about this title at all if Jey Uso wins.
Oh, man,
I don't think it's believable that Jey Uso could beat Gunther in a fight.
I believe that. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah,
Beauty of wrestling.
I mean, 2 months ago, I would have thought there's no way Jey Uso doesn't win this match. But now I don't know if he does. I just don't know if the WWE, if the people that make these calls are like, that's our guy. If you're gonna give him, if you're gonna give it to him for like a lifetime achievement award, like you've been a good soldier, here's
14
your title.
years, yeah.
I don't know. Beating Gunther is not.
But
the
also
right guy to do that with.
not just that, but also the dude was like number one in sales as far as merchandise and all those things.
Right.
He was having incredible runs
without the title.
Without the title,
so
bro.
does he need the title?
He was the guy, But everybody's invested now. Did he need the title for 2 weeks with the Intercontinental title?
But
like he didn't really need that either. But everybody
it is an
Uso
match, so there's going to be an overbooked finish.
Oh, sure.
That whole family cannot do a straight one-on-one finish.
I wouldn't either if I had my family in.
Right.
Like,
So
I want all my brothers in the ring, bro.
I don't know how to predict the end.
Yeah.
But I do know there'll be some crazy stuff happening before we get there.
We're here for it. Tiffany Stratton against Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair is winning. She's the greatest ever. She has been carrying this whole thing. She has been destroying Tiffany on the microphone to the point Tiffany had to go off script, you know what I mean, and toss them shots up at Charlotte, which is fine because that happens all the time. You know what I'm saying, with Charlotte Flair. She gets under everybody's skin. It's something to behold. But she's the greatest. This is why. And she's been destroying her on the microphone, man. I can't wait to see it as far as the match is concerned because I think Tiffany is really good, you know what I'm saying, in the ring. So I can't wait to see that. But I'm not picking against the greatest of all time. It's Charlotte Flair. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. I honestly do not care about this match at all. Like
right.
This has been like
Sean doesn't care about the first championship match. You don't care about this.
This has done nothing for me. Maybe I'm hoping that if I go in with zero expectations, these two will put on a hell of a show.
Watching
like,
it with me,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna make you care.
So just to play devil's advocate and just for some good social media content, I'm gonna pick Tiffany Stratton. So we can,
let's go.
So we can duke it out in the stands.
Okay. Oh yeah, man.
I need something to get my interest.
I got you, sir. I got you. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I'm definitely more excited for night 2 of WrestleMania, and I'm not super up for this title fight either. I guess I'm a little bit more intrigued in Stratton. Sure. Jay's had so much more time to be a wrestler. He's now in his 40s. Tiffany's burgeoning, so maybe she is able to put it all together for the night. So there's a little bit of intrigue just because Stratton might be able to pull out a better match than Jay. Yeah. But Charlotte should dominate her. I mean, there should probably be an entire section where she just chops her for like 30 straight times. Like, I mean, I don't see this being that entertaining.
Okay. All right. Main event of night 1, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth Rollins in the triple threat match for the soul of the WWE. I don't know. I don't know who's winning. And this is me being excited. This isn't me being mad that I don't know. I don't know who's winning. I can make arguments for everyone. I'm going to pick Seth Rollins because I think he's the dark horse in all of this. Nobody's talking much about him. Everything's been about CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I don't think anybody's looking at Seth Rollins, and that's why I think Seth Rollins is going to win, man. I mean, in the ring, like with those 3 guys, you were one of the best ever in Seth Rollins, you know? And again, CM Punk also on that level, and Roman is just grown into a really, really excellent wrestler. He's learned his craft and what he needs to do to be great in that ring for sure. But I'm going to go with Seth Rollins on this one. But for me, yeah, it's a toss-up. I'm just going to watch and enjoy.
I agree with you 100% that I have no idea where they're going to go with this because there's multiple roads they can go down. But I'm going to pick Seth Rollins because I want Seth Rollins to win this match. Okay. I love Seth freaking Rollins. I think he could use this match to maybe that's how you get your next baby face. And that's how maybe you set up Gunther Seth Rollins for that title. Here's how I would love to see it because you got the Punk Heyman Reigns thing going on, and that's kind of like the big storyline, but you got Seth kind of laying in the weeds. Yeah. I would love to see Paul Heyman screw both of them and leave with Seth Rollins, and all of a sudden Seth Rollins is the next Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah,
that would be so cool. Yeah. And then those Reigns and Punk are both left to be like, what just happened? Yeah. But they're probably going to do something to where it's Reigns and Punk is the next big feud. Though, if you look at some of the house show loops recently, they've been testing out Gunther versus Punk. That's been the title match on some of the house shows recently. So usually when you see those, they kind of, those are kind of like feelers, see how the crowd reacts to it. So maybe that's them just getting people off the scent. You see Punk is facing that, he's going to win now. Who knows? I don't know who's going to win this match. Yeah. I'm going to be cheering my ass off for Seth Rollins because that's who that's my now that Kevin Owens isn't there, Seth Rollins is my favorite guy at WrestleMania.
Yes,
Seth is 1-5 in his last WrestleMania matches since he defeated Brock at WrestleMania 35. 1-5, the only win coming over Logan Paul. You wonder why it's a triple threat. You wonder why you need to involve Rollins when Roman and Punk have enough of an angle, I think, with the Paul Heyman stuff to make that a match. And you could even just probably make that a co-main and actually put a title in the main event, whatever. Maybe the Royal Rumble winner could have the main event match. But I think it's going to end up being Rollins gets pinned by either Roman or Punk. I think that Punk deserves a main event victory, and I think this is a better shot than WrestleMania 42, 43, 44 of him headlining and winning a title. I think this is one chance to headline and win. So I think this is more of a kind of helping Punk.
You put Rollins in there so Reigns or Punk doesn't have to take the fall and lose any of their heat. That makes a lot of sense, but I think I like my version better. Paul Heyman screws them both over, and then Rollins gets put back up where he belongs.
Yeah, everything is great to me. I'm just going to be watching this.
It's going to be a hell of a match.
Hell of a match,
It's going to be a hell of a match no matter what. It's going to be that is the rightful main event for night one.
Let's get to night two. Let's run through it. We're a little pressed for time. Let's run through night two. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in the Sin City street fight, which is just a street fight.
But it's in Sin City.
Yeah, it's in Sin City, and we'll be there.
Do you not remember the Chicago street fight?
Oh man, do I?
Or
the New York street fight?
Or the Belfast street fight we just talked about?
Oh man, I'm going with Drew on it just because I really like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I would think so. Drew's too good to just have him keep losing, and I think. As quickly as they took that belt off of Damian Priest, kind of showed you what they feel about him. Like, it's kind of like, man, I mean, Damian Priest
he's really good in the ring. Man.
He is, but as far as like a character,
I get you.
There ain't nothing there, man.
I get you.
Snooze fest.
I'll give him some time.
But I would think Drew wins in like the shadiest way possible.
Okay.
I agree, or he just wins in like the most brutal way possible. Maybe they just open up WrestleMania with some disgusting bloody fight. But yeah, I think McIntyre dominates. Okay. I don't see Priest winning. He's not really believable. I don't get what his character is at this point.
Metrosexual Undertaker,
pretty much.
That's what the internet calls him.
Yes,
he looks like it.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez will go against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the WWE Tag Team Women's Championship. I want to take this time and say Lyra Valkyria has really grown on me, man.
She's great.
From what I've watched her do in this ring, I am just beyond impressed, honestly. Like, I didn't see a lot of time when they put the belt on her, and then I didn't really see her no more. But just watching her wrestle, and of course she's with Bayley, and watch her go against her and stuff like that.
Just a great mentor to have.
Exactly. But yeah, man, I think she's phenomenal. A really great wrestler. I hope that character kind of takes off. I'm going to say the belts stay, though, on Liv and Raquel Rodriguez.
I think we're going to see a title change because I really think then you've got Bayley there as kind of the mentor with the young, and then you'll see what you always see. They'll split and they'll have a feud against each other, and that will put, up to an even higher level if she eventually gets that win over Bayley, say at SummerSlam or something like that.
I can see that.
They've got their women's division is as talented as it's ever been, and you have these mid-card titles now, and they haven't really been doing a great job with those.
Agreed.
So
where's Chelsea Green?
Like you need to do more with that, and I think this is a good start. Getting some of these next generation stars bumped up to the next level. And Bayley's definitely like the trooper. She's seems like she's taking the Natalia role from the natty role. She's going to be the one that helps get over the young stars and make them look like $1 million.
And the one thing too, I think women tag teams in the current state just have such a short lifespan. I don't think it's easy to pull a ton out of tag teams when there isn't really a true gimmick. It's just kind of Liv and Raquel together. Yeah. I think that it's probably time where you just pass the belts along. And I think this is going to be one of the better matches. I mean, I think you could probably say Liv is the worst of the four, and that's a pretty decent match. I think this is going to be a really good, entertaining match that's going to be fun to watch. But yeah, I think Bayley and Lyra win, or Lyra.
As we get into it, we're going to get another match. I think like this whole Judgment Day stuff is going to probably run its course here. And you're going to start to see it.
Okay, well, let's get part
here at Mania.
Let's get into the Judgment Day stuff. The first ever fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental title will take place at WrestleMania. I'm saying. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic Mysterio. I'll make this short. I'm going with Dominic Mysterio. It's time to put a belt on him, bro. He's great.
I would love that.
Yeah.
If it's not Braun Breaker, it better be Dominic Mysterio because Finn Balor, no, and Penta. Dude, he ain't been there long enough to get an Intercontinental title.
I agree.
Especially at Mania. Especially when Penta and now his brother Rey Fenix is on SmackDown. Those two dudes need to be, they're a tag team. They're great singles, but they're like one of the greatest tag teams on the planet. They need to be a tag team. If you want to bring back, but that's if WWE cared about tag team wrestling, and it really doesn't. It hasn't for 20 years. But yeah,
I disagree with that. That's New Day time, brother. That's New Day, and that's Usos. Like, we have some incredible tag team matches.
Sure, but it's like two teams. Where like back in the day, you had like dozens of great tag teams.
I got you.
Like back in the '80s, you had like the Hart Foundation and the Rockers and Demolition and the Road. Like,
all right. No, let me stop. We press the time. Go ahead, Sean.
You're good. No, I mean I agree with you though. I mean it does seem like at least back in the day, like the co-main could have been a tag team title match where you would never see a tag team not open or be the second match of a show. Anyways, I think Penta actually wins this. I think you make a fair argument about Rey and Penta possibly teaming up, but I think Finn is the least likely to win this match. I think Dom's most likely to get pinned. I think either Breaker or Penta win this, and the fact that it's 4, I think it has to be like, oh, well, Breaker had everything stacked up against them, and I think you're going to see the strong brute of Breaker go up against Penta, and I think that's going to be a fun back and forth post WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure. I love Braun Breaker. I do too. He's a to quote his uncle, a genetic freak.
Yeah,
that spear of Carlito plays in my mind. That he has some of the cleanest spears I have ever seen. I could just watch that over and over again.
And like the tweet Carlito sent the next day. Did you see that?
Yes. I did.
Thank you. My family thanks you for your thoughts and prayers. My funeral is tomorrow.
Yeah. And even on yesterday's show when it came out, he was like, what? Oh, he said, nope. He jumped in the ring. Was like, nope, not doing that again. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. We have finally reached the first match of the 2 nights that I do not care about. I don't care about, but Logan Paul is built for the best compliment I give Logan Paul is my friends who are just really deep into wrestling say, I hate how good he is
exactly.
at this. He is so good at this, man.
I have this conversation with my buddy Joe all the time where we both can't stand him, but we're also like, God, why does he have to be so good?
He's so good at this,
and
bro.
Him and AJ Styles are going to put on a hell of a show.
That's AJ Styles, yeah.
And unfortunately, Logan Paul's going to win.
Even Logan Paul's finisher is awesome. Yeah. You seen that? Well, the Paul driver, or whatever they're called? That thing was cold, bro.
It's the one movie he didn't steal from Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, there it is.
Greg took the words right out of my mouth. I'm not interested in this. I think it was actually probably wrong of me to say I was so disinterested in Gunther and Jey Uso because it doesn't actually talk enough about how much I'm disinterested in this match. The fact that wrestling god AJ Styles could possibly lose a match to Logan Paul at WrestleMania makes me sick. Do you know who else would look so good if they spent just months practicing wrestling over and over again? AJ Styles. If AJ Styles didn't have to go and work as a wrestler on the road, touring night in, night out, and dealing with injuries, he would also be one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I'm over the Jake Paul thing or the Logan Paul, whatever one of this is.
Both of them.
The fact that he's just pretty much like a pay-per-view attraction is pretty weak. I think he's a hack. I think that he is pretty much just watching Hangman Adam Page's matches and being like, oh, I could do that. He's very decent at flipping around as a 6'2" or as a 6'2" man.
Oh, he's a heck of an athlete. You can't deny it.
Heck of an athlete.
He's a fine athlete.
But,
if he's a real athlete, don't play professional sports.
Hey, professional wrestling. It's right there in the...
Couldn't play college sports. Roman did.
All right, let's get to the Women's World Championship match. Triple threat, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. I am definitely invested in this match.
Good.
I don't know who's going to win, honestly. Bianca Belair is honestly approaching greatest of all time kind of status, in my opinion. Like I don't know what she can't do. She does everything really well. I just want to see her turn heel because she was also a really excellent heel when she was a heel at one time. Rhea Ripley, come on. I mean, that's Rhea Ripley, dude. And Io Sky, I've been impressed with for a very long time, man. Like, she just makes matches so good and understands the crowd. She plays to the crowd really, really well.
And you
man.
know she's going to have a high spot that makes you go, holy crap, I can't believe she just did that. Like jumping off a cage with a garbage can on her head. Like, come on.
Wild, dog. I can't wait to watch this, man.
This one should be fun. Yeah, I think this is probably the second most fight I'm interested in. Probably Cody and Cena. It's really tough not to be excited about that one. I don't know who's going to win this one, though. Yeah. I think Io could have like a Rey Mysterio-esque moment. I feel like Bianca could have her crowning moment. Sure. And then I think, honestly, Rhea's probably the one that would be the loser. Like maybe Rhea's the one that ends up getting pinned because I think it's probably the toughest to get me connecting to a story that Rhea Ripley is the champion again, because you know what, she didn't win the Royal Rumble.
She didn't.
Io won the Elimination Chamber, right? I think that you have to build up Io or Bianca. I don't understand Io. I don't understand Rhea winning here.
Yeah, I got you.
All I know is I have a brand new Rhea Ripley shirt. I haven't even taken the tags off yet that I'll be wearing on Sunday. That's my girl.
He just unveiled his wardrobe for night 1 and 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Rhea Ripley is to me what Charlotte Flair is to you.
Oh, I understand.
So
I can't wait for them to go at it at Mania.
I can't wait for Mommy to bring the title home.
Yeah, they got to have a rubber match. They've only done it twice.
Sure.
At Mania, they got to have a rubber match.
I'm for it next year.
Yes, sir. I'm with it. And the final match.
Wait, real quick. Next year, we know what's going to happen. It's just going to be you two versus each other. It's going to be Charlotte versus Rhea.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait. We can't wait for that. I am looking so forward to that. I am 1-0 in that right now, as far as one of my friends really being into one wrestler and I'm really into the other one. A friend of mine was really into, oh gosh, why is her name escaping me? Oh gosh, why is her name just leaving my brain right now? The Empress of Tomorrow.
Oh, Asuka.
Asuka, thank you. It was Asuka versus Charlotte Flair at Mania, and I talked all millions of kinds of crap.
Back when she was still undefeated, right?
Oh my God. And then when she beat her in the ring,
35,
the way I laughed in his face. And then when Asuka said, "You really were ready for Asuka." Oh, and then just watched all his joy drain out of his face. It was a highlight for me. It was great. But yes, I'm looking forward to this. That would be so much fun.
I still wonder, before we get into Cena Rock real quick, how Randy Orton gets on a card here. You can't have, it's not his fault that Kevin Owens got hurt.
You might pull the Cena, like get a ticket, and then Undertaker says yes kind of thing.
I've heard some things, like some people thought, maybe Nick Aldis will get his WrestleMania match. I'm like, that does nothing for me.
Not really.
I've heard some things about maybe Aleister Black returns and is his mystery opponent. That could
be a thing. That could be at least get
but then you're bringing Aleister Black back just to lose to Randy Orton.
Yeah, it's Randy Orton.
I mean, then that's like, cool, he's back. Oh, he's a loser again.
Yeah. Well, that might be something you save for the Monday after.
Yeah, maybe. So, it'd be interesting to see if Randy Orton gets a match. He deserves a match. I'm so disappointed that KO Randy Orton isn't happening.
I know. I'm disappointed for you, bro.
It's all right. I'll get over it.
Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Again, a match I have no idea what's going to happen. I will cut my brain off. These are my favorite moments when I can just turn my brain off and just watch the chaos of what will happen and what kind of will ensue, Sean. Like, I'm just ready for all of this.
You're going to go to me first?
I'm going to you first.
Oh, okay. All right.
Switched it up.
I will go with Cena, mainly just because he finally turned heel. It's what everyone's been waiting for, and it seems like the final thing that he's going to do in his career is break Ric Flair's 16 most titles, world titles of all time. Yeah. So it seems like a Cena victory. I don't see a way that Cody wins. Maybe I'm wrong.
You got Cena? Okay.
Taking John Cena. As Sean said, you don't turn heel just to lose. He wins the belt. All this stuff happens, and then he has his moment of clarity, and then he has his redemption tour for the last couple months of his career, or all that stuff. Here's a scenario I want to see.
Okay.
I think it could happen. It could be fun.
Okay.
Jey Uso wins, beats Gunther. Crowd goes crazy. They love it. Has the WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Night 2, Jey Uso comes out, helps John Cena beat Cody Rhodes. The Rock comes out. Now The Rock has both champions on both shows.
I can see this happen.
That all of a sudden takes Jey Uso from being like, oh, okay, he's the champ, to being like, oh, he's with The Rock now.
Well, and also too, like you turn him on the crowd. Like, is that
turn him heel?
I don't know. I don't think he's interesting enough.
There's a good way to make him interesting enough, and that's putting with The Rock. Because
and John Cena.
Because if The Rock can't make you interesting, nobody can make you interesting.
But then one of those guys just does not belong. It's like Rock, John Cena, Jey Uso.
He becomes the guy that loses all the matches.
I am very excited because this is also Rock is one of my top 3 guys. This would be my first time seeing The Rock.
Is this Cena's final match?
No, not his final match. Not his final match.
To be
this is final year. Yeah,
and
so SummerSlam's coming. You know what I mean? There'll be
might
other
have
ones.
spoiled it a little bit too because they released like his appearance schedule.
Yeah,
and he's basically going to be on like every SmackDown between now and June, and I can't see him losing and not being.
See, that's why I don't read that stuff. Yeah. No, I don't need to see that. You know what I mean?
But again, it could be them taking us off the off the scent and being like, ha ha ha, we screwed you, we fooled you again.
I mean, yeah, man, and I'm with that. That's why I'm cutting my brain off, and I'm just gonna enjoy the.
I can see both guys win, but you know, I think Cody Rhodes is better when he's chasing instead of being chased.
All right, that is the card for WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. Like I said, we will be out there covering WrestleMania for you guys. CHGO Wrestling, myself, and Greg Boysen.
Yes,
We will
our
be
social media feeds are going to be nothing but Vegas and
nothing but Vegas and wrestling.
It's going to be great.
And Circa. That's what it will be.
And before we cut off, I want to take 1 second, and I'm sure I'm going to do this again over the weekend, but to publicly thank this man right here because none of this would be possible without him, his vision, and his persistency to make sure that I'm a part of this. So, you know, this weekend I'm looking forward to it so much, but it wouldn't happen without you, my friend.
Hey,
and I'm forever grateful.
Hey, man, I'm just thankful you were down to do this. You know what I mean? And I wanted this for you so bad, and I wasn't going to stop until I got it for you, bro. And here we are. We going. We on our way.
Just get me on the flight home.
Just get me on. That's my only goal, to get him on the flight home, man.
It's your last mission. If you if you choose to accept it.
Thank y'all for watching it. Thank y'all for enjoying it, man. Make sure you check out our guy Sean Anderson, also doing CHGO White Sox as well. Check him out doing his thing. That is special advocate Greg Boysen. I am Big Dave with CHGO Bulls. Shout out Samantha Irwin and her new song, Shorty Wanna. It is really dope. Go check it out. Thank y'all for watching, y'all. We'll see you later. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.